How's it going, everyone? In this video I wanted to show you guys the difference on these LiitoKala LG HG2 cells in the heat shrink as well as the white ring here. And the first one that I've got is the one that was purchased directly from the flagship store on Aliexpress. And the first thing I noticed is the heat shrink on this one is very strong. It doesn't tear very easily. Then the cell itself, I put a number 3 on it just to remind me which one it is. And then the first thing I noticed is, look at this, the white ring, it's stuck on there. It's glued on there, it does not come off. I have never seen a top manufacturer, LG, Samsung, Panasonic, Sony, you name it, glue a ring on there. It's always just loose. Like this ring, for example, is loose. It just falls off. So that's an indication of aftermarket heat shrink job, a counterfeit job. And then the second thing, the second cell I wanted to show you guys is the one purchased from the fake LiitoKala store. The one that has a 0 in the official store instead of an O. And anyways, the heat shrink is pretty similar. This heat shrink is a lot thinner, tears much easier. And then as you can see here, the ring is actually whiter and it actually just falls off. And if you look closely, it's actually slightly off center in the way that it was punched, not a big deal. It's also a paper-like material where the other one's more of a plastic. Here's the other one. So this one was not glued on there at all. Again, inconsistencies like this, especially inconsistencies when it comes to comparing them with real, genuine cells, further proof that they're, aftermarket, fake or reject cells or something weird like that. And then here's a genuine cell. And as you can see, here's the ring as well. This ring is I don't know what kind of material that is. Honestly, it's could be a plastic, could be a paper, could be a hybrid of the two. It's definitely not. This is the first one that I showed you is definitely a plastic. The second one is definitely a paper. This kind of feels in between, but it is a loose ring as well, which, as I said, is normal. And the heat shrink is it's pretty tough, but it's probably kind of in between the other two in terms of thickness. But anyways, visually they all look, really darn similar. I don't think I can see too much of a difference there. So I would say that, most likely these counterfeit cells are actually, well, if you look there, look at the crimp right there. That's a pretty big difference, and this is the genuine cell right here. The thickness of that crimp. Yeah, that's another sign. The positive end there, though, looks pretty much identical. Well, if you look here at the genuine cell, I would say that the vent holes on the positive end are larger for sure. Not much larger, maybe 10%. But yeah, that crimp right there, that's an indication that these were made on clearly different machines. And then if you can see right here, this has a bit of a indentation right here where this one does not. So anyways, yeah, these are not made on the same machines in the same factory, that's for sure. It still could be LG cells, I'm not sure. If they are, they're not the same. They're double the resistance. I did go ahead and test. They did test out here. I'll bring you over here for a second. And this was my latest test here. They tested out at both of them that I tested, both from both stores, tested out at almost 3050 or just about 3050 milliamp hours. So the capacity is good, but the resistance is about twice as high. So that's not good. Anyways, just wanted to give you guys an update on what I've been finding. I'm going to do some higher discharge tests and let you guys know what happens. Thanks.